Hey everybody, this is the Tom Rowland Podcast, How To Tuesday, brought to you by Danco. One of the questions that we get here a lot about knots is, can you show me how to tie the Bimini Twist? The Bimini Twist, honestly, is one of the easiest knots that we tie here, but when you see me do this, it doesn't look easy. I promise you that it is an easy knot to tie if you just do it step by step like I'm going to show you. Let me tell you why we tie the Bimini Twist to begin with. The Bimini Twist is a crucial knot in saltwater fishing because what it allows you to do is double the line over. And so what this does for me is if I want to fish with 12-pound test in the ocean for sailfish or something, I want to have as little 12-pound test in the water as possible. I could have a spool that's full of 20-pound test so that your line is much stronger. So the IGFA rules allow you to use 15 inches of class tippet, which would be right here. You can use a 12-inch shock tippet, and this is for fly fishing, for example. And if you're going out to set a world record, you definitely want to look at the IGFA rules and make sure for yourself. But you can have a 12-inch piece of shock tippet, which is a heavier piece of shock tippet for fish like tarpon that have rough mouths, or you can even use wire for fish that have teeth. Then you can attach that to 15 inches of class tippet, and then it can go heavier line all the way back to your fly line. It's really hard to set a world record. You want to definitely abide by the rules, but then you want to be right within the rules. There's no reason to fish 40 inches of class tippet if they allow 15. So what the Bimini Twist does, not only in just record setting, but in any other time where you want a leader and you want to attach that to heavier line. So say you've got 20-pound on your rod and you want to fish 12-pound. It's a great thing to do to tie the Bimini Twist. There's lots of other knots that you use the Bimini Twist so that you will have a stronger knot to the line, and it protects your single line. So many fishermen use the Bimini Twist. This is the way that we're going to tie it. I'm going to show you exactly how to tie it in this video, and if you're just listening to this, what we're going to do is you're going to take your line, you're going to double it over, and you're going to leave yourself plenty to work with. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the line with my left hand. I'm going to put my right two fingers into the loop, and I'm going to turn this loop 30 times. So with my right hand, I'm just turning 30 times. With my left hand, I'm holding it tight, pinching the line there. And then once I get that done, I'm going to place this loop over a spinning reel handle or a conventional reel handle or any reel handle that you have sitting there in a rod holder, because you're actually going to have to pull on this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the tag end, I'll put the tag end in my mouth, and my left fingers are going to go into the loop while it's still on the spinning reel handle, and I'm going to keep the tag end in my mouth. As I open my fingers on my left hand, I'm going to relax tension just slightly by pushing my head towards where I'm making this knot. And what it's going to allow the line to do is it's going to allow the line that's coming from my mouth down to the knot to hop over itself and start to roll over the top of all those twists that I've made. And it's going to roll all the way back to the last one. I'm going to take my right index finger and I'm going to put it in the loop, and thereby stopping this knot from unraveling. From here, what we need to do is start to make a half hitch around one of the legs of the loop, and then a half hitch around another leg of the loop. Then I'm going to take a half hitch around both legs 2 or 3 times. Now we have this knot created. It's good, but I'm just going to make sure that it's not going to come unraveled. So I'm going to take a 3-turn half hitch. So pull on the tag end and pull it tight all the way to the knot. Now you have your Bimini Twist created. We just trim the tag end. Now you have your Bimini Twist. And so what we're going to do in this How To Tuesday is we're going to actually test this now. Okay, so we tied the Bimini Twist. This one had 30 strands, and if done properly, it should break in not the doubled line, but in the single line, and that's exactly what happened here. The loop is still intact. You can see that this is the Bimini Twist that we tied. The loop is still intact. There's the Bimini Twist, and then it broke right down here in the single strand. So that's exactly what we're trying to do here, is have it break in the single strand regardless of what the pound test is. We're tying a knot that makes the doubled line stronger than the singled line. And a lot of times if you tie a knot to make a loop, like a perfection loop or a double surgeon's loop or something like that, it'll actually create a weak point here. So you do have two strands here and you do have a single strand here, but there is a weak spot here, which this line would be weaker than the single line. In the Bimini Twist, what happens, we use this, and it's really a twist. It's not much of a knot, it's a twist. And this loop is always stronger than the singled line if you tie it correctly. So go back to the tying instructions in this video and you can see how to tie it correctly, and you'll be able to make a loop that is always stronger than the single line. So many people have asked us to compile all the results for this thing and give it away for free, and that's exactly what we've done. In the knot guide, you can go to tomrowlandpodcast.com and you can get this knot and all the other knots that we've tied. In the knot guide, it's free to you. Just go there and download it.